Here's something that really annoys me. Why does Mexico still have a bad reputation in the USA?
A new warning tonight for anyone with plans to travel to Mexico.
The State Department has issued a travel warning advising Americans to avoid Mexico.
Officials say violence in those areas is on the rise.
Maybe it's because we hear about Americans going there and getting kidnapped or getting terrible food poisoning.
This lady is selling all grasshoppers.
Or we watch shows about the corrupt narco states that are run by drug lords. But is this really an accurate picture of all that Mexico has to offer? Absolutely not.
Quiero cantar de alegría por mi tierra mexicana.
Listen, I've been to every single country in the world, and I would rank Mexico in my top 10 favorites of them all. Mexico is a lot safer than you might think.
Camila left her phone inside of the restaurant and they literally chased us out and they brought it to her. That's incredible.
You see, Mexico's nice people.
The beautiful coastlines, the sandy beaches, and fancy resorts are nothing short of spectacular, but that's not why you should go to Mexico. What sets Mexico apart from the rest of the world is culture.
This is the national sport for excellence in Mexico.
The country is enormous, diverse, and vibrant, and the most exciting things are happening inland, away from the shores. I learned all this just recently when I took a 5-week trip to Mexico a few years ago during the pandemic. My first 10 times in the country were only to the tourist hotspots like Cancun, Cabo, and Tulum, but there are so many hidden treasures that are waiting for you to explore.
Everything around me is ruins. I've never seen ruins before in a jungle. It's pretty freaking awesome.
Let's start with a few fast facts. Mexico is the 13th largest country in the world by size and the 10th largest by population. There are 131 million people speaking 69 languages, more than any other country in the Americas. The capital, Mexico City, has been continuously inhabited for over 700 years and is bigger than New York City in both scale and population. Alright, let's talk food.
There's a lot of mole in front of us.
Only 7 of them. What are you talking about?
7 moles we're about to try here in Oaxaca. The Mexicans know what's going on in the kitchen, and it's not only my opinion. Mexican cuisine is so damn tasty that it was officially awarded as a UNESCO World Cultural Heritage. Tacos, quesadillas, fajitas, enchiladas, avocados, it's simply the best. The roots of the cuisine dates back to colonial times, where Spanish ingredients met with native preparations, which created the unique blend that you eat and love today. And shall we talk booze?
Tequila!
Mexico's got tequila, mezcal,
Para todo mal, mezcal, y para todo bien, también. Salud.
and believe it or not, the country is the world's largest exporter of beer. If nature is what you seek, then you'll be happy to hear that Mexico has every type of landscape you can dream of. From beach to mountains, tropical jungles to arid desert, mangroves to volcanoes, cenotes to canyons. Everything and more you can find in Mexico. How have we gone this far without talking about the people? They are simply amazing, and despite the stereotypes, Mexicans are so humble and come in all colors, shapes, and sizes.
I was born here in Mexico City and I was raised here, and I've lived here almost all my life.
Mexico is truly one of the most diverse and forward-thinking countries I've ever spent time in. The people are honest, welcoming, and hardworking. I mean, statistically, they are the hardest working citizens on Earth, clocking in an average of 2,148 working hours a year.
So basically, he's like smashing the rock to get small pieces of the stone to make the point of the arrows later.
Mexican culture is rich and everlasting. It's a mix of old and new. And it's cool. They are one of the few cultures on Earth who celebrate death. That's right, Dia de los Muertos is a beautiful celebration with bright colors to remember those loved ones who are deceased. Mexico has a massive art scene, shout out to Frida Kahlo, and Mexican music is among the world's best, shout out to Santana. In this full-length documentary, I'm gonna take you around the beating heart of Mexico's greatest places. From Guadalajara, its second largest city, to the small town of Tasco, known for its fine silver and crafts.
It's kind of like a slice of old Mexico that you just can't get in the resorts, coastal areas of the country.
I will take you inside the town of Tequila, where the famous drink was created.
Tequila!
and then over to Oaxaca, the most beautiful state and also the gastronomical capital of Mexico.
Oh my god, that is good.
After that, I'll take you down to the southernmost state called Chiapas, known for its coffee, chocolate, and Coca-Cola addiction.
¿Cuántas de estas te tomas al día? 3 litros.
And it's my personal favorite place in Mexico.
The city is amazing, really.
Finally, you will see the Great Mexico City, one of the oldest and largest cities in the world, full of colonial architecture, iconic artwork, spicy cuisine, cobblestone streets, charming cathedrals, and a very rich cultural heritage. My goal is that after you watch this video, you will finally understand the true beauty that exists in Mexico and among its people, and you will be itching to book your plane ticket to go experience all of its glory. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more epic travel stories from every country in the world, and comment down below and let me know where you're from. I will be reading them all. And with that all being said, let's dive into Mexico with the first part of the story, what can $10 get in Mexico City?
I'm Drew Binsky, and I'm going to show you what $10 can get you in Mexico City with a mask on.
La Ciudad de Mexico.
So behind me is the Bellas Artes, which means beautiful arts, and it's absolutely stunning. It makes me feel like I'm back in Europe.
I'm totally overwhelmed with things to do, foods to taste, and people to meet inside this thriving cosmopolitan city that's wrapped up in the charm of its colonial past. Can a city get any better than this?
$10 is about 220 Mexican pesos. It's time to see how many things I can get.
We are having here like a tacos de canasta. It's like a very typical dish from Mexico City. So basically it's like a small tortilla full of grease, and then you put inside beans or potato, meat, and chicharrón pork skin.
And it's cheap, right?
Yeah, it's really cheap.
Alberto, are you hungry? I'm hungry. He's hungry. Okay, let's get some food.
Tacos de canasta, which literally means basket tacos, are exactly what you think they are. Authentic Mexican street food tacos that are cooked and steamed in a large basket.
Ask him how many years he's been like cooking this.
21 años. 21 years.
Wow. So for 6 pesos each, which is 24 pesos, which is $1 for this plate of grease tacos. It's so greasy and slimy. Oh man. Is that ice cream? Muchas gracias, amigo. No, al contrario. Muy buen.
I quickly found out that sound is not the ice cream man. It's a guy cranking out a tune on his organ, famously known as an organillero. You give a tip, he plays a song. It's as simple and awesome as that.
Hola, muy buenas tardes. ¿Gustan cooperar?
We headed to Centro Histórico, or the heart of the city, into the notorious Zócalo Plaza. It has been a popular gathering place for Mexicans since Aztec times over 700 years ago, and it's the world's 3rd largest city square behind Tiananmen Square in China and Imam Square in Iran. Somehow, I am more impressed with Zócalo because it's absolutely empty due to COVID-19.
I think this is the first and only time that I'll be the only tourist here in the plaza, but it's beautiful.
The first thing that caught my eye are the shoe shiners, so I had to give it a try.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Miguel.
Miguel.
Shoe shining became popular in the wake of the Mexican Revolution 100 years ago when the city saw an influx of migrants in search of work. They can still be found scattered around the city, and they do a pretty good job at cleaning every part of your shoe for about $1.
Just like new. Muchas gracias. Honestly speaking, I've never had cleaner shoes in my life. They're like fresh off the shelf clean.
One could say that Mexico City is full of sounds. We've already heard the organ player, and now I hear a guy playing a very distinct whistle sound who has an awesome souvenir shop.
Por favor, uno de estos. ¿Cuánto cuesta?
Esos 30.
Ok, 30.
Dice que luego prueba.
I can't.
Pero este le gustó. Este le
Got a
encantó.
mask on.
We found our way to La Ciudadela, which is a traditional market that specializes in all kinds of Mexican handcrafts and folk art.
And I'm gonna find the most local thing I can get.
Colorful skulls emerged as a symbol of Mexico through the annual celebration called Day of the Dead. They are pretty neat and much cheaper than I thought.
25? Okay. Por favor.
To keep our energy flowing, we stopped by a small coffee shop and I was not disappointed. Here we have Café de Olla, which is a Mexican coffee that is served in this beautiful pot, and it is made with cinnamon and raw dark sugar called piloncillo. It's so good because it's so sweet, but it doesn't feel like you just poured a bunch of sugar packets in it. It just feels really naturally sweet. Mexico City is quickly becoming one of my favorite food destinations in the world. With over 20 million residents, the diversity of options has far exceeded my expectations, and I just can't get enough. Little taco shops can be found on every corner, but some of the ingredients might have you at the edge of your seat. Camila, what's on the menu here?
There's wild pig, there's deer tacos, and there's like a lot of bugs.
We're gonna get some grasshopper tacos, which are apparently really popular and famous to eat. And they don't sound that great, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna be better than they sound. Guacamole, grasshoppers, Oaxacan cheese, and spicy sauce. Wrap it all together, and there you have it. It's not as bad as you would think, and the grasshoppers actually give it a nice crunch. To cap off an amazing day, we found one of the best desserts in Mexico City, churros. This place called El Moro is the most famous spot, and it's been around for 85 years. Oh yeah. Here goes nothing. Oh my god. In total, I got basket tacos, an organ show, a shoe shine, a flute souvenir, a colorful skull, a Mexican coffee, grasshopper tacos, and a churro for $9.97. Now that you have a taste of what the daytime craziness looks like in Mexico City, you will be even more impressed when you hear about the nighttime activities. Of course, there are no shortage of bars or clubs, which I had my fair share of indulging. But then during the after hours, my friends took me to the best taco joint in town. Alberto, explain where we are right now.
Estamos en el Borrego Viudo.
In English.
We're in the Borrego Viudo. Okay, the Borrego Viudo is a taqueria that comes from Jalisco.
And why are people running behind you?
Because these are the waiters, because it's a parking lot that serve you the tacos in your car. But come with me and I'll take you to the tacos.
After a long night of drinking, my Mexican friends took me to their favorite late night taco joint. I really had no idea what to expect, but my mind was opened up to one of the most bizarre eating scenes I've ever witnessed.
We have two stations.
Yeah.
We have the Pastor station. That one, look at it. That's the Pastor.
This place is absolutely crazy. It's like a whole factory.
Look at that. We have the head of the animal.
¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, gracias.
Wow. ¿Qué es esto?
Es suadero de res.
What is it?
Suadero. Suadero is like this part of the beef.
Every part of the animal is cooked in front of me right now.
Every part. You can have eye, you can cabeza, head, cilantro, and then the sauce. This is every day of the week, 24 hours a day. It's how we eat.
The craziest part about this restaurant is the service. I've never seen a more efficient system in terms of getting your food as fast as humanly possible. Literally, when they get the taco, look at this guy. They run like full speed to serve the cars, the people on the cars. How was your eating experience here?
Amazing. I really love it. Friends.
From 1 to 10, how good was it?
9.5.
Why do you run so fast to the cars?
So they don't get cold and they don't get bad. Follow him. Follow.
It's too fast, man. I can't even follow him.
Here's the police people that are taking care of us.
I'm not gonna film them.
No, you can film them. This is the police that is taking care of us. Police in Mexico is safe.
Okay.
And I'm taking you to my best favorite drink, tepache. Un tepache, por favor.
This is the famous drink my friend keeps telling me.
Fermented piña tepache, pineapple fermented.
Take a drink. Oh man, that is good.
This the lightest beer. I think it's the future.
So refreshing. Okay, back to food. The main reason my friends took me here is to try their tacos, and you wouldn't believe how cheap they are.
¿Cuánto cuesta un taco?
11 pesos.
11 pesos. That's half of a 50 cents.
I've had so many tacos already on this trip, but I guess I'm having more right now. So back inside the restaurant, we went across the steamy kitchen, and Alberto ordered us all his favorite tacos. What did you get?
Suadero armpit. We had also some bread for you. We have tacos al pastor. Pastor is this pork meat. We have some sausage. This is our garden. We call it garden.
Salad,
garden.
ensalada.
No, garden.
Garden.
Lime, lemon.
Ladies, have you ever been here before?
Yes.
And what do you?
Very drunk.
So this is only a drunk place?
Yeah.
I honestly think this is my 5th or 6th taco of today. Pretty good.
But these sound, they're pretty good.
Very good. I even got the music, you know, going.
Yeah, right?
It adds to the
suspense.
Yeah, the suspense, exactly. Thank you. Look at him.
Did you like this? It's the best one, right?
Of course I like it.
Yeah.
I want to show how fast the service is, so...
Okay. Tenemos dos de cabeza.
Okay, so let's see what time it is. It's 12:11. Oh my god, look how fast he ran. That was amazing. What time is it? 12:12, so it took 60 seconds to get those tacos.
This is the chick, and the other one is full cabeza, everything from the head. Surtida, we call it. So, a piece of everything. So, just try it.
It's actually pretty good.
In the middle of everywhere.
So if you go to a party at the north part of the city and you're super drunk and you live in the south, you pass here.
Like this is not that far from anywhere.
Have you ever been here not drunk?
No.
Yes.
That was the best part about this entire video.
I love it. I have many times.
This guy is the funniest guy I've ever met.
I'm asking for the bill. Chaparro, ven. ¿Cuánto te debemos, Cari? Ok, enseguida dejamos el cuartito abajo. 270, por favor.
200 pesos?
$10.
Look at that table. It's a lot of food. Gracias, gracias. Muchas gracias, muchas gracias. The next day, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to experience a live mariachi show in Mexico City. I conveniently headed to the famous Mariachi Square. Wait, that's cool. They're just in the middle of the street. Look at them. Hola. Okay, so Camila and I are driving and we're parking and all these mariachis are coming to the car and they're gonna sing for us.
Okay, ¿cuántos?
¿Cuántos?
De ustedes.
Somos 7.
Perfecto.
So I'm walking like in a tunnel and there's mariachis everywhere. Hola, sí, en la plaza. Me gusta mucho.
Oh.
Español un poco. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Francisco.
Francisco. ¿Cuántos años y practicar músico?
55 años.
55 años.
Sí es.
Wow, increíble. Mexico is synonymous with mariachi. It's a genre of Mexican music that dates back hundreds of years, but became popular after the Mexican Revolution with the development of the radio and film industries in Mexico. Nowadays, it's one of the most famous aspects of Mexican culture and it's known all around the world. How would you describe mariachi to somebody who'd never heard about it before?
Nosotros tenemos las ideas nuestras, ¿no? Y ella tiene otras ideas.
Basically, there are many Mexican songs right now that are being heard all over the world, like Cielito Lindo, the one we just heard at the beginning. They're now taking all the Mexican culture to other parts, and that's important for everyone.
Amazing. Typical mariachi groups consist of 3 or more men playing violin, trumpet, harp, and small guitar. The kicker is that there's no lead singer. All members take turn on the vocals, which makes it pretty unique and special.
Porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones.
My favorite part about mariachi is their attire. They always dress to impress. Here in Mexico City's Plaza Garibaldi, you can find nothing but mariachis ready to play for your happiness.
This is so awesome. Ask him to tell me about the significance of this square for mariachis.
La música vernácula de nuestro país.
It's because it's the folklore of Mexico right here.
They are available to serenade you as you stroll around the plaza or dine in at one of the many restaurants in the area, and they will recruit you on your way in.
So literally we parked in the plaza, and it's awesome. They're everywhere and they perform for you, and it's just totally built into the culture here in Mexico, and it's one of the coolest things, honestly, about Mexico City is the mariachi culture. When you're singing, how does it make you feel?
Me siento muy mexicano.
Very Mexican.
It feels very Mexican?
De la guitarra mía, al despertar la mañana, quiero cantar de alegría por mi tierra mexicana.
It's time to head outside of Mexico City, so I took a long domestic flight to the southernmost state called Chiapas in search of the most remote tribe in the middle of the Lacandon jungle. Guys, what I experienced there will seriously blow your mind.
What a surreal place. We are far off the beaten path in the middle of the jungle, and it is amazing.
So, I'm really curious, what is it like to grow up and live here?
Es muy bonito y, como te diría, más estar en la selva es algo fresco y es tranquilo.
Well, here's a lot of things, and growing up here is really, really nice. Just fishing in this lake and being walking in the middle of the jungle.
Nosotros tratamos de proteger a la selva.
Well, we are trying to protect the jungle because the jungle means life, and that's their principal objective.
En maya se llama chivish y eso sirve para llamar águilas. Ponerlo así.
I have finally made it to Mexico's southernmost state called Chiapas. It's the most remote region in the country, and it's where you can find the last indigenous tribes who are still living without much influence from the modern world. I flew here last night, met up with a local buddy named Diego.
What's up, man?
And we drove 8 hours on the bumpiest roads from Tuxtla Gutierrez.
You can't fall asleep anymore.
Into the middle of the Lacandon rainforest. Car problems.
Diego, what's happening?
It's cool, there's just some few problems with the battery, but let's hit the road again.
Let's hit the road again.
We finally made it and picked up a new friend on the outskirts of our destination.
Drew.
Y mi esposa,
Hola.
Maria.
Hola. We picked up Joaquin over here, who's a local, and he speaks Spanish, and he's very intelligent and willing to show us around. Dripping sweat, man. And we're only getting started. Just starting, man. This is so fun. Temperature-wise, it's probably not that hot, but the humidity is what's killing us right now.
The Lacandon is the largest rainforest in North America, stretching from Chiapas through Guatemala and all the way down to Honduras.
Apparently, this rainforest is the best place to spot jaguars in the wild, but they're rare, and if we do find one, I think I'll be a little bit scared.
The people living here are called Lacandones, and they are descendants of the ancient Mayans. Their language remains one of the most unique in the world, and it sounds like this.
Bai guayenen soy ingor tare chachenten inkaba chankin Joaquin. Ne soy ingor guaytu yenen ichinkajar.
Quiero aprender palabras en su dialecto. ¿Cómo se dice hola?
Baikametic.
Baikametic.
Es hola.
Hola, and adios?
Binika.
Binika.
Other aspects of the Lacandon traditions are fascinating, just like men being able to have 4 wives, kind of similar to the world of Islam.
Uno prepare el maíz, otro lave la ropa.
Years ago, men used to have really, really big lands, and they used to need many wives. One to help him with the plantation, with the corn, to wash the clothes. So they used to have every single woman for different kind of activities.
What is the reason why the Lacandons wear the long white shirt?
Bueno, mi abuelo me cuenta que la realidad antes es túnica, es corteza de árbol.
The reason is because his grandfather told him that they use these white long shirts because they are made of peace.
Why do the men have very long straight hair?
Ya ves que nosotros hacemos rituales, ceremonias y todo eso.
They have the really long hair because that's how they have a better conscience and because of the rituals and to speak with the gods.
The Spanish failed to colonize the Lacandones because they were able to hide deep in the forest, so deep that most of them were out of contact with the rest of the world until the mid-20th century. Today, less than 1,000 Lacandons remain scattered across 4 villages in Chiapas. They have been able to survive alone, living completely off the land. Every single part of this forest has something growing to eat. It's so incredibly useful. From what I've witnessed, the Lacandons have a pretty great system. The women gather and prepare food, take care of their children, and look after the house, while the men hunt for food, take care of farming, and make tools.
So basically, he's like smashing the rock to get small pieces of the stone to make the point of the arrows later.
Oh, so okay. Got it.
While it seems like it may be tough to survive completely off the rainforest, there is absolutely no shortage of food here.
Como mira, hay plátano, papaya, yuca, piña, cebolla.
Es bien para salud.
Sí, porque es natural.
Natural.
Nada de químico.
The rainforest has about 100 species of edible fruits and plants, and the various water sources like lakes provide protein in the form of fish, snails, frogs, and turtles. A healthy diet is the main reason why so many Lacandones are able to live well past Mexico's average life expectancy of 74 years. Several of them are in their hundreds.
These ladies behind me are picking corn. The one right next to me is 99 years old, and the other one is about 100. It's such a beautiful thing. They're just sitting here under the huts and just enjoying the day, enjoying life, and smiling around and picking corn.
The Lacandones are known to be very spiritual people who practice a variety of rituals. Lucky for us, Joaquin took us to a sacred place where very few outsiders have visited.
He was explaining us what kind of different gods they have here in Lacandona jungle, and he's showing us the path all the way to the Temple of the Gods.
What is Temple of the Gods? Like a worship place?
It's a place where they make some rituals and they pray to their gods.
Oh man, falling everywhere in here. Look at these ants, man. Careful. Don't want to get my leg chopped off by his machete. So we're literally out here in the middle of nowhere. And it's quite slippery.
Al fondo es un tablero de conteo de familia.
So basically they start to put some small balls on those tables around on the floor. For every single family there's still living in Naha.
Those are ashes?
Those are ashes.
So it's like a graveyard.
Yes, exactly.
So I got some kind of bug bite or spider bite right here in my middle finger. It's really swollen. And Joaquin here in the middle of the jungle just pulled off a leaf and said it's gonna cure it. Okay. I feel like I'm part of the jungle now. Gracias.
We continued to walk deeper into the jungle where we stumbled upon a very old man struggling to carry wood into his house.
What's his age and has he lived here his whole life in this place, in this village?
Okay, they don't know by fact, but actually he will have between 90 to 100 years because they can calculate like from the ancient years.
What makes you happy in life?
Right now he feels kind of tired due to his age, but he was younger, he enjoyed through the mountain.
Has he ever been to the big city? Like, has he ever been to San Cristobal in Mexico City, or does he have any interest to go there?
He has visited Palenque and Ocosingo, some cities just in the state of Chiapas here in Mexico. So he doesn't want to go farther anymore because he's kind of old, so he feels tired.
Right now, the world is like in a really bad place with the pandemic. Does he know what's happening?
He doesn't know about any kind of disease because he has always been living here in this place, in his community. So he's not aware about the condition of the world right now.
It's so refreshing to know that he doesn't know what COVID is. I mean, this whole world is seems like it's in pieces, but you have a community here, and this man who's just kind of living every day like he lives every day. And it's really humbling to experience it, just to kind of see life in the simplest form. And that's why I love coming to visit tribes around the world. It just kind of puts everything into place for me and changes my perspective on life, and it's just incredible.
We made our way onwards to the second of 4 Lacandon villages called Metzabok, which was about a 2-hour drive from Naha. We asked around and managed to find another local Spanish speaker called Rafa, and he was more than excited to give us a rare glimpse into his lifestyle.
¿Cuántas personas viven en su comunidad?
Con todo de hijos, niños, tienen más de 100.
Right now we are on a boat and we are going somewhere. I don't really know where we're going. I think there's some hidden caves out here, but anyways, it's extremely beautiful, very peaceful, greenery everywhere. This lake is like also green, and this is gonna be an adventure. You ready, Diego?
Hell yeah.
Look at this guy. We're arriving now. You can hear the sounds of the rainforest welcoming us in. Absolutely insane.
Ya llegamos. Acá es como que es un templo.
Basically, Rafa is telling us that this is kind of a temple or a church for them, that it also works as a stage for them between this world and the next world. After they die, they cross over this cave over here and goes to the other dimension. Ay, güey, están aquí nada más.
It's cold in there.
Yeah, there's just here, right, just next to me, next to my hand, there's a skull already, just at the entrance of this cave.
Is that real?
Yeah, it is a real skull. And there's some bats as well.
You see bats?
Yes, I don't know actually if I want to use the light.
So now we've headed to the other side of the lake, and Rafa tells us that there are some ruins, some old ancient Mayan pyramids that are here, but we've been trekking for a while uphill, and this humidity is making it a little bit tough. Everything around me is ruins. They were built hundreds of years ago to be houses, and they don't look very tall because the ground has risen over time, but you can see them in the cracks here. I've never seen ruins before in a jungle. It's pretty freaking awesome.
Ese es el agua que toma. Entonces se corta.
You look like such a jungle boy right now. You live in the jungle, man? How is it?
It's delicious, honestly. It's pure water. It's so delicious.
It's cold, it's refreshing, it's very tasty. Diego, what did Rafa just tell you?
So just Rafa told us that some of these small trees that we already drink, some water, they are poison. So some people from the Lacandon, they drink from them, and suddenly they just pass away when they are just sleeping.
So we just drank it.
Yeah, we just drink that.
So is it the good one or the bad one?
He says that that's the really good one.
I trust him.
Me too, man.
He's still alive and he's been living in the jungle his whole life, so he knows. All right, we have just arrived now at our hotel for the night, which is just a small little house, and the people who lived there were so kind to let us crash. Hola.
A whole Lacandon family still here with us, so they're sleeping with us. They prepare already some food for us.
So nice of them. That's hospitality at its finest. They're preparing food for us. Muy rico. All right, we are now arriving at our little guest house. Look at that. Wow. Nice. We got 3 beds, wooden, everything. It's really hot, there's no AC, but that's all you need. We got a window. Literally right outside of our door is a big pile of bees or wasps, and we're sleeping there. So it looks like we have a little friend joining us in the shower this evening. Oh god. All I can think about is the thousands of mosquito/spider bites on my body, as well as I hope we don't wake up dead tomorrow from the water that we drink. Entonces, buenas noches. A 3:30 a.m. wake-up call had us back on the lake to gaze at the incredible stars above us. I took this time to lay there and reflect on the past 72 hours of my life, grateful for this opportunity.
Watching the sunrise that morning was almost spiritual for me in a way. It is just so incredibly beautiful out here. As the sun is rising, turns the clouds pink. You can hear the birds chirping behind, and you have this thin layer of fog that's just above the lake. It's been a while since I've been up at sunrise and done something like this, and it's just spectacular. Life out here for the Lacandones is extremely chill and relaxed. There is no traffic, no hustle and bustle, and no stress. There's this incredible sense of freedom and safety here that you can't find in any city around the world. That being said, modernization is creeping in and their traditions are slowly dying out. Men are losing their abilities to hunt. Some kids are having smartphones. Others wear street clothes and are smoking cigarettes. It's very unfortunate, but that's life. Whether we like it or not, globalization is bound to kick in at some point. How do you feel that the Lacandones are losing their tradition? Are you happy? Are you sad? Like, tell me how you feel.
Estoy triste porque ya no piensan en su cultura.
I'm really sad because they are losing their culture. They are just forgetting like their traditional customs and their hairstyle.
Joaquin, how do you feel when you go to Tuxtla or San Cristobal or any city, and do they make fun of you? How do they treat you differently?
Ahí la mitad de la gente nos critica, nos burla porque no conocen de la cultura.
There's two different kind of people usually when he goes to the city. There's people who makes fun of him, how does he dress, how his hair, in which kind of style does he have it, and also few people of them who actually gives value to his tradition, to his custom, but he's really proud about how he is, and he feels kind of pressure when he's in the city about how quickly everything is.
In any regard, the Lacandones are the most generous, gentle, and kind people that you could ever encounter, and I will forever cherish this experience. It's kind of like a personal discovery to have this opportunity to see their perceptions of our existence and their view on the world. But at the end of the day, we are all human beings, and that is the single most important lesson that I've learned from all of my travels around the world. All right, so the craziest situation is happening here. We just arrived to the house we're staying at, and I saw the lady cooking something over the fire. So I walked over there and said, "What are you cooking?" And sure enough, it's a rat. I can't make this stuff up. I think they're gonna eat it. It's kind of like a delicacy here. Not sure if I'm gonna try it or not, but I'm definitely gonna document it.
En el fuego es para quitarle el pelo.
They put it to the fire to take out the hair.
Viene el perro, se lo mordió creo la cabeza y lo mató.
So basically there was a dog in the street and the dog bit it and then he killed it. So this kid took it from the street, he was playing with it and then gave it as a gift to the lady.
Se está bañando.
Está bañando. Oh.
Corta la nuca.
Oh. That doesn't bother you when you're eating?
No.
Good for you, man. I like you. You're cool. Diego's eating as he's watching this, like literally.
Sorry, guys.
How do you do that?
I'm starving.
Like literally he's eating as this is happening.
Yo me gustaría que cambie el color de las patitas que se va. No,
Está la flecha.
That still needs to cook.
You gonna eat it now?
La salsa.
No, tomorrow.
¿Ah? Ahí tenés este bote rojo. Este. Ah, no.
Un jabón lo pusiste.
That's a lot of salt. After an amazing experience in the Lacandon jungle, my friend and I drove a few hours to the town of Las Cristobal de las Casas. The town itself absolutely blew me away by its beauty and charm, but that's not the story I'm about to tell you. The people in this town are known to drink the most Coca-Cola per capita than anyone on this planet, and they are so obsessed with the drink that they idolize it during their rituals. Wait until you hear this. ¿Qué quieres?
Una Coca-Cola.
¿Por qué?
Me gusta mucho.
Ask her if she knows that people in Chiapas drink more Coke than any country in the world per capita.
Sí, eso es cierto.
Have you ever seen one of these things with a Coke sign on it? Me either. I'm out here in the middle of the jungle in a tiny town, and all they have in that fridge behind me is Coca-Cola. What to get?
So we got the 3 liter, 2.5, and 2. Just a random corner in San Cristobal, and it's a Coke store. Listen, when I'm traveling, nothing tastes better than an ice-cold Coca-Cola. It's refreshing, it's a familiar taste, and it just gives me this subconscious feeling of being home. But after spending the majority of the last month in Mexico, I found out that Mexican Coca-Cola is actually made differently than back in the States. Here, it's made with real cane sugar as opposed to high fructose corn syrup, which is much more delicious. I swear to God, Coke just tastes that much better in Mexico. But some parts of Mexico have gone overboard with their Coca-Cola consumption, just like right here in Chiapas. Also known as Mexico's southernmost state and one of the poorest. In fact, people in Chiapas drink more Coke per capita than any country in the entire world. Can you believe that? ¿Cuántas de estas te tomas al día?
Hay 3 litros.
¿3 litros? 3 liters en un día. Wow. What is it?
It goes down really well with your food.
According to a 2019 study by the Chiapas Research Center, Coke drinkers in this state enjoy an average of 821 liters per person per year. That is equivalent to 2.2 liters per person per day. For comparison, Americans drink 3% of that amount on average.
Would you say Coke is the most popular drink that you sell here? Yeah.
So why do they drink so much Coca-Cola in Chiapas compared to the world? It all comes down to 2 things: accessibility and price.
Salud.
Salud.
Coca-Cola is often easier to find than bottled water, and it's just as cheap. I'm talking just 30 cents.
Literally in this fridge you can find more Coca-Cola than water. It's absurd. 2 rows of water, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rows of Coke.
There's a massive bottling plant here in San Cristobal that produces and distributes Coca-Cola all around the state.
Right now we're walking to the big Coca-Cola factory right in the city of San Cristobal.
But Coca-Cola even goes a step further than just a drink. To the Tzotzil indigenous people in Chiapas, Coke is spiritual and deeply intertwined with their culture. In a town called San Juan Chamula, you can see bottled Coke as an offering in their main place of worship. They believe that Coke can heal the sick, proving to be one of the most interesting rituals I've ever seen.
Holy man. So we arrived here in Chamula and we walked down through the market to the church, buy a ticket to go inside, and all of a sudden this massive parade starts. I got really scared because I heard all these loud like gunfire. Oh. God, man. I can't see anything. Oh. I've never seen anything like this before in my life.
There was a huge parade with explosions all over the main plaza, like it's the same.
When we went inside of the church, we saw these rituals and they had these Coca-Cola bottles on the floor, people playing music.
They make its own ritual, like they drink the Coca-Cola to exhale all the bad spirits inside of them. After they purify their bodies drinking posh, just inside in the middle of the church.
Right, and then as soon as you walk outside, everyone's on the side drinking Coke, like every single person had a Coke in their hand. I don't know, it was crazy.
As a result of all this Coke drinking, it's no surprise to hear that the effect on public health has been devastating. Diabetes has become a major problem in Chiapas, claiming more than 3,000 lives a year. It's now the 2nd leading cause of death in the state, behind heart disease. But the people here have been warned, and that doesn't stop them from getting their hands on another bottle of their favorite carbonated drink.
Guys, I'm not making this video to pick on Mexico. I just wanted to raise awareness because it has really caught me by surprise. I absolutely love this country, its people, and its culture, and I can't wait to come back here again in the near future. Thanks everyone for watching, and have a great day. It's really prohibited to take pictures. Like, I think that's the hardest I've ever gone.
Yeah, I know, like, it would be crazy to have some pictures on, like, record this parade, massive parade. It was insane.
All I wanted to do was take out my camera and get some shots, and it was too hard. Everyone was looking around and I was able to shoot my face a little bit, but nothing what was happening. But the strangest thing about all this was it's like a parade, like a fiesta, a celebration, but nobody was smiling. Everybody looked upset. Is that just cultural, or what's going on with that?
Yeah, pretty much people around here, they're not like cheering up each other during celebrations, but like they look serious in this stuff. It's really, really important for them to make this celebration.
Yeah, it's a super serious. Anyways, that's what we saw here in Chamula. Too bad that I couldn't record it, but I will never forget that, man.
Sure, man.
Have you ever seen that before?
No, this is the first time I see this kind of parade over here.
First time, and he's from here. Well, he's from San Cristobal and never seen it before. Signing out. That story was pretty crazy and a little sad if I'm being honest. It's time to get the positive vibes going again, and to do that, we headed up to the next state of Oaxaca. It's known as the culinary capital of Mexico. So I have one question for you. Are you feeling hungry? Most Mexicans will tell you that the best cuisine in their country is found in the southern state of Oaxaca. Oaxaca, excuse me, Oaxaca. So I met my buddy Omar, who knows food, and we're gonna get the best dishes in the country. Are you excited?
I can't wait, I'm ready, let's go.
That's the word right there.
That right there is called happiness.
Man, that's so good.
Right? It's so good, and you're so happy that it happened to you because it's great.
Oaxaca is both the name of the state and the city, and honestly speaking, this is the Mexico that I've been waiting to visit for all my life. After spending a few days frolicking around town, I can say with confidence that it's one of the best cities in all of Latin America. It pretty much has everything that you could possibly enjoy in a city, but today we're gonna focus on the food because it is just that incredible. In all of Mexico, everybody says here has the best cuisine. Why?
I think it's because of the biodiversity. We have a lot of microclimates that cause a great variation in the ingredients. So we have a lot to work with.
Oaxacan cuisine is based on staples such as corn, bean, and lots of chili peppers, but one key ingredient that makes it so unique is chocolate because the region is scattered with cacao farms. Chocolate is often drank in a hot preparation with spices, as well as it's used in the most famous Oaxacan dish called mole. So before I came to Oaxaca, every Mexican person told me that I have to try the mole. That's like the best dish here. Omar, what is mole?
Mole is a paste that is made basically out of chilies.
So we're at a restaurant now that specializes in mole?
Yes, Restaurant Coronita, very traditional, and they have the best mole sampler, I would say, because they have all of the moles ready and available every day.
So we're trying many different kinds right now.
We're trying 7, the main 7 moles from Oaxaca. They all have different colors, they all have different textures, and they all have different flavors, and of course they have different ingredients. The main ingredient in a mole is the chile, and this is my favorite type of mole. Sesame seeds, raisins, olives, almonds. So if you're local, you don't really need silverware or nothing. You use a fresh tortilla, calientita, and you just use it as a scoop.
And show me how it's done. Take a big bite for me.
Like that.
Before this, I only have mole with chocolate in it. In the States, that's kind of what they do, but I didn't realize there's so many other flavors in a bowl, and it's just so good. So it looks like I got nail polish on, but it comes from the mole. And apparently it's common, right?
Yeah, it's called happiness.
Happiness. There we go. Omar, what's the next stop on this food journey?
The next stop is the best tostadas de salchicha de Oaxaca. You'll see why.
Okay, I'm gonna see why.
A tostada is a flat or bowl-shaped tortilla that is deep fried or toasted and extra crispy. The one you can find at this street vendor is as unique as they come.
That's pretty colorful. ¿Te gusta?
Yeah, good.
Muy bueno?
Look at the texture of that guacamole. Poquita para las tres. It's a tostada with lettuce, Oaxacan sausage, which is red, tomato, onion slices, a very, very creamy avocado, guacamole sauce, and salsa. So the key is 2 bites at once.
Dude, I'm so full already, man.
You might want to remove your face mask because it's going to get all...
This is a really good looking tostada.
2 bites.
That's impossible, but let's take a bite.
One. Go for the second one. There you go.
Napkin.
What happiness.
What happiness.
There you go.
Thank you. Oh my God, that is good. Is it unique to Oaxaca or to this specific stand?
Oaxaca.
Oaxaca.
After shoving my face with moles and tostadas, I'm in dire need of a beverage. We headed to a local market and Omar introduced me to a drink I've never heard of. Tejate.
It's a very refreshing drink that we drink during the day. It has cacao, corn, it's roasted, and then they mix it by hand with cold water.
Cheers. Cheers, man. I've never seen a drink that looks like this before.
One of my favorite drinks. It tastes better than it looks.
In a way, it's kind of like chocolate milk, but not really. This is made with clean water, right? Yeah. I guess I'll find out in about 3 hours. Too many of those experiences.
Make it 1 hour.
For the next course of the day, we headed into one of the best restaurants in Oaxaca.
This is your lucky day because we were able to find some of these things for you. It's a flying ant that just come out once a year during the beginning of the rainy season in Oaxaca.
What's the deal with bugs in Mexico in general?
I don't know. I think we were very creative before when we didn't have no TV or nothing to get entertained. We'd just like find ways to entertain ourselves, and sometimes we just like grab things from the floor and eat them. It's a very particular flavor, totally different than the chapulín, the grasshoppers, but it's delicious. What?
Ooh. Flying ants, chicatanas. Oh man, they're crunchy. They don't have much of a taste, honestly. Oh yes.
I hope you're hungry, guys.
All this food looks amazing. I don't even know where to start.
So let's go for this one, no?
Yeah.
Chocolata.
So we watched them make it in the kitchen. This has like 8 different ingredients inside.
Chile tusta, which is a very particular type of chile from the coast. This stuff right here, it's pear that they brought from the mountains. A little bit of radish, sea salt, cilantro criollo. A perfect combination. You close your eyes, I think you can imagine being at the beach right now. It's just like one slurp.
One slurp?
Bienvenido.
Jesus Christ. I can't even comprehend all the flavors. Oh my God. I need like another minute to think about what I just ate. Everything just tastes so fresh in that bite, you know?
As fresh as this. This is quelites ensalada. Quelites are all these different types of herbs that grow locally up in the mountains. There's different herbs here such as watercress, cepiche, grasshoppers of course because we're in Oaxaca.
Lots of grasshoppers in Mexico. I figured that out quickly.
Dress is made out of hierba santa and chipotle mayonnaise with grasshoppers too. So.
Oh man, that's good. Grasshoppers actually add a lot of flavor. They really do.
It is our croutons for our
croutons.
For food. This is the best, one of the best parts of every meal in Oaxaca. El final feliz.
Mezcal?
Es mezcal. Mezcal is the father of tequila. That is the easiest way for you to understand it. It's a spirit that is made out of agave, made by hand, cooked underground. It's very, very important for us in our culture. So in Oaxaca we say, para todo mal mezcal, para todo bien también. For everything bad mezcal, for everything good as well.
Gracias.
Bienvenido.
Good dessert.
And finally, our last stop of this Oaxacan food tour is everybody's favorite, ice cream.
25 to 35 to 50 different flavors. Anything that you can think of, they make it. This is where we come with our families for the weekends. Like on Sunday, we are right next to La Soledad Church, which is the patron saint of the city. So you come to Mass and then afterwards, they'll buy you ice cream out here.
God, this menu is huge. Look at all those flavors. So it's actually more like a snow cone or a watered ice than ice cream. And it's in these little silver buckets that are sitting on ice that is covered in salt.
Oaxacan kiss, carrot, coconuts, raisins, and nuts. Prickly pear with burnt milk in the bottom. Oaxacan chocolates, vainilla, sorbete, mezcal.
That is extremely creamy. After eating all that food, this is the best thing that I want right now.
Combination, burnt milk in the bottom and prickly pear on the top. We call it tuna.
Yeah, if you see tuna on the menus, it's actually just the fruit.
Oh, really?
But yeah, a lot of people are like, I don't want fish flavored ice cream.
That day of eating was absolutely fantastic, and maybe in the top 10 best eating days of my life. The following day, I was invited over to my friend's house for a home-cooked meal, and I couldn't help myself but to document it all. What I'm about to show you is Mexican hospitality at its finest.
This is the most incredible dinner culture at the table I've ever seen in my entire life. It's unbelievable. What's up everyone? I'm here with my buddy Ian, who's been living in Oaxaca for the last 4 years, and he has a friend from here and they invited me into his house for a local meal.
Yeah, this is one of my best friends in Oaxaca. His name is Lalo, and we're gonna go eat with his family for a real traditional Oaxacan meal.
Yeah, we're going to my family. We're gonna eat pozole, and you will see how happy and funny it is.
Awesome, man. I'm super excited. Let's do it.
We rolled up to Lalo's house in the suburbs of Oaxaca, and I knew that it was going to be a special experience when I found out that his entire family are chefs.
We have one system for the shoes. Clean your shoes there.
Okay, cool. Like on the ground?
Yeah, like
Step on it?
this is where my grandma lives and my family lives.
Hola.
Lalo's mother greeted us right away and explained what kinds of food she was preparing for the evening.
What are you making for us tonight?
Ahorita estamos haciendo un pozole rojo.
Okay, so the pozole in this recipe, it's with this salsa that has chile pasilla and chile chipotle.
On the rooftop of their house, they grow these chilies on the plants, and they literally just pick them and they put them in the blender right there.
Pretty much everything in this kitchen is spicy.
That's chile guajillo.
And I was starting to get hungry.
You grew up eating this?
Yeah, I will tell you a story. My mom, when I was a baby, she used to be cooking and me just eating. She used to make this with a piece of fresh cheese and tostada. So my mom says that I was like getting cheese with salsa and like.
Finally, the food was ready to enjoy.
It's time to eat.
The dinner culture in Lalo's family is as open and funny as they come. It was all smiles and laughter. It happened to be Lalo's grandmother's birthday, and they all sang her the funniest birthday song. Literally, instead of one birthday song, they all just sing random songs at the same time. You gotta love it.
That's the birthday song? That's the most ridiculous birthday song I've ever heard.
After the feast, I was able to sit down with Lalo and hear his crazy life story.
I come from this family that run away from the hometown, family problems, like violence problems, they kill people. So that's why I'm the only guy, and I had to take care of my little sister. That's why I have more connection with her. And I did this by myself.
How do you feel about all of his tattoos?
No, pues, si le gusta a él, yo también me voy a tatuar.
After that, I went to school, but all the time I was out of my mind. We're with the police and doing these kind of things and drinking until like crazy, having a lot of promiscuous sex.
But then he started cooking, and that's what turned his life around.
I grew up in a family of cuisine. I learned how to eat first. So I remember I was 16 and I started selling food delivery into offices.
And now your job now is chef.
Yeah. I can say like now I'm becoming more like an entrepreneur in the way of helping, you know,
Sure.
because we are in this world and we have to accept the things that exist. And when you accept them, you are inside and you can help from there. And that's what I'm doing. We are helping women, single moms.
Nice.
Trying to give jobs for that.
Lalo's kind heart goes even further when he essentially adopted this 17-year-old kid.
I tried to open a seafood restaurant, and the waiter 3 months later, he opened the place and he stole everything. So I lose everything, completely everything, not 0 pesos. And the hotel that I work, they offer me the kitchen because they like my way to be and things like that, and that's what they wanted, like authentic relations with people. And I speak English. How I learned, I don't know. Honestly, like with music, listening, but now my brain thinks in English. I was working from 6:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. So it was just me in kitchen, washing, doing all these things. So I was like, I need a dishwasher. And the mom of him, she said like, I have one son that left school, so he brings him. He was 15 in that time, 2 years ago.
He was not in school?
Yeah, he left school. I matched with him because he said he left school because he hated the education system and he wanted to learn. He was like, man, I want to learn, but I don't like the way that they teach. So I was like, man, it's the same for me. Basically, I talked with his mom and I was like, man, he wants to change and I want to involve him. And she was like, no, because you were in drugs and things like this. And I was like, yeah, like, but that doesn't mean that I will teach him. And in fact, when I'm with him, he's like, just 3 drinks and we leave. And it's like, we help each other.
So he sleeps in your house now?
Yeah. Yeah, now he moves with me and we work together.
How do you feel about what he's done for you?
¿Qué sientes de todo lo que hemos hecho juntos?
Ya, pues chido. Chido porque como que empecé como desde cero.
He said that it's great because he loves to learn from me because he likes the perception I have with the things and he loves to learn. And he says that he won't never stop learning because he has been getting opportunities to keep learning and he thinks that every day he's learning something different.
Lalo's story gets even crazier when I found out that one of his best childhood friends became his stepfather.
I met him because he used to live in that house and he loves video games. And I was the guy who fixed video games and televisions and all that when I was a kid.
So you became friends?
Yeah, we became friends. After he tried to convince my mom that he loves her.
¡Luego! ¡Fue rápido!
Pasó muchos obstáculos, ¿verdad?
He had to go through many obstacles to get there.
It was crazy because he was living there, but we knew that they were hanging out, but they keep it in secret. And my grandma, she knew it. And all the time she was waiting here on the rooftop until he passed and throwing the macetas, you know, this where you put the plants, like tray. And once, I remember once, she left with periodico next to him, and I was like, that's weird. And when I was like, my grandma is doing something, she was with a machete, like trying to just go.
How do you feel that your neighbor, your friend, is now with your mother?
First, I was crazy. I remember that I told my mom that he hit me or he was doing bad things to me because I just wanted them to break. My brain changed when my mom told me, as a mom, I'm doing right, but also I'm a person and I need to live my life. And when she told me that, I was just like, oh my God. And it's when I started realizing, you know, leave the house. You shouldn't be here like complaining when they need to have their own life.
This was my very first time eating a home-cooked meal at a household in Mexico, and what an incredible experience it has been. Mexico has some of the finest hospitality I've ever experienced, and this evening is only one small example of it. I am just blown away by the kindness and generosity in this country, and I can't wait to see more over the coming days.
Can I offer you guys like payment for the food and everything?
No.
¿Por qué?
No, porque son invitados. ¿Cómo crees?
Gracias.
I'm still running on a high from that meal and overall experience with the family. Now it is time to head over to the state of Jalisco for a very special experience that involves the birthplace of Mexico's most famous drink.
Perhaps the most well-known thing that Mexico has given to the world is...
Tequila!
Uno, dos, tres. Salud!
If you've ever drank alcohol before, then you've probably tried tequila and you probably have some wild memories.
Oh my God.
Here in Mexico, tequila is not just a drink. It's the actual name of a town, and as you can guess, it's where the drink is mass produced.
What is it like growing up in Tequila?
Well, it's a whole experience because here in Tequila is a small town, you know, and you have a lot of culture, you have a lot of activities, you have tradition, food is a wonderful place to visit.
Is it true that everybody who lives in Tequila likes tequila?
I love tequila.
Everybody, toda la gente aquí gusta tequila.
Yeah. Siempre.
Literally, this entire town is tequila.
These are all tequila bars. So this goes around the city. It's like
Even the ground is made from agave.
How many different kinds of tequila do you have here?
For like 25.
25, and they're all made here in Tequila?
Yeah.
The reason that tequila is only made here is because Jalisco, the state that we're in, is the only place on earth that grows blue agave, the plant in which the drink is derived from.
Tequila!
The blue agave fields in this region are so magnificent that they are listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The town of Tequila, which has around 50,000 residents, is colorful and lively, and it's loaded with distilleries and production plants.
So we are now walking in the city center,
Yes.
in the centro of Tequila.
Like the most big cantina in the world.
Really?
Yes, you can drink in the street.
Everywhere, no problem.
Everywhere, no problem.
There are plenty of restaurants, bars, and tourist attractions around here, but at the end of the day, I know I came here for one reason, and that is to sample the local specialty. After all, it's the national drink of Mexico.
So this is where the tequila is made, in these giant containers. This is just so awesome. It's a small production, but that just means the best quality. We are now heading into the agave fields. How do you feel when you dress like that?
Más bonita.
You feel very beautiful?
Bueno, nos encontramos ahora en el corazón del paisaje agavero.
We're in the heart of the agave landscape.
Lo primero que pasa es una plantación inicia.
So when these baby agaves appear, they let them like around 2 or 3 years to grow. Then they take them and they plant in another field, and they let them mature around 7 to 10 years.
After adventuring across the endless agave fields and learning about how the plant becomes tequila, we finally sat down for an official tasting.
Vamos a olvidarnos del famoso shot.
We're gonna forget the come-on shot with the lemon and the salt. We're gonna really try the tequila and know more about this drink. We're gonna remove this close to our nose, and then we're gonna smell it, but slow, because maybe it's gonna be a little bit strong.
Ok, vamos, ¿es así?
Uh-huh.
Ahora agitemos un poco la copa.
Now, we're gonna shake a little bit. So the first thing we're gonna do is take a little bit of tequila.
Ahora solamente vamos a preparar el paladar.
It's just to prepare your mouth.
I need lots of preparation.
Ok, vamos, pequeño sorbo.
A little bit.
Seguimos percibiendo las notas de sabor del tequila. ¿Qué dices? No siente. Es normal que se sienta entumido.
3 shots of pure tequila straight from the source is more than enough to get your blood flowing. You can trust me on that one. To continue this wonderful day, my friends invited me to witness one of Mexico's greatest sports and traditions. You've heard of a cowboy before, right? Well, guess what? They originated here in Jalisco. Although the male cowboys are more famous around the world, their female counterparts, called escaramuzas, are just as special.
This is the national sport for excellence in Mexico.
Their sport is called charrería, and it's basically a rodeo where they perform a series of tricks on their horses.
And what do you enjoy the most about it?
Stay with my horse.
Todas las noches, cuando agarro la botella, yo te miro dentro de ella y me pongo a platicar.
¡Hierro chingado! Nos va a faltar unas botellas, oigan pues.
Our final stop of the day was the biggest surprise yet, and it's certainly not for the faint-hearted. My friends wanted me to try this tequila-inspired beverage, so we headed to this rustic barn.
Well, we're gonna try a pajarete.
And what is that?
A drink with the goat milk.
It's literally milking the goat straight into a cup. Hola. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien. Leche.
¿Te gusta esa bebida?
Sí.
¿Mucho? ¿Todos los días?
Sábado, domingo, lunes.
Salud.
Salud. Oh, muy bueno.
My Mexican friends have decided not to drink it, and I'm gonna give it a try. So there's tequila, and there's wine, and sugar.
Cinnamon coffee too.
So literally they put like everything in a drink.
This is pure Mexican tradition.
I've seen a lot of things in this world, and I've never seen anything remotely close
Disgusting.
to this drink. Oh, it's so warm. Salud. Tastes like chocolate milk. Seriously, I'm being completely honest. Arriba, abajo, al centro, para adentro. Oh, it's in my mask. Now I got tequila mask. Otra vez.
Respira primero.
No, you don't have to take the whole thing. You don't have to take the whole thing. Ready?
O sea, según yo le di un tragotote, aguante.
Just half of it. Are you ready?
No.
When you travel to different places and you tell people you're from Tequila, what do they say?
They say that is there a city with that name? They don't believe that that drink has a name.
Right.
In a city, so it's kind of funny.
It scared me. That scared the crap out of me. To be honest, we all drank a little too much in the making of that video, and we passed out in the early evening. We all woke up the next morning and our heads were spinning, but we eventually made our way to the second biggest city of Mexico called Guadalajara. It's home to the world's fastest restaurant, verified by Guinness World Records. Oh yeah, baby, more food. Buenas tardes everyone from Guadalajara, Mexico. I'm here with my local buddy Carlos, and he just told me that there's a restaurant here that has a Guinness World Record for the world's fastest service, and we're going there right now.
And they also have one of the best food in the city, and you're gonna love the experience.
I'm so excited. I'm hungry. Let's do it. We pulled up to the restaurant called Carne Garibaldi, and I was hungry. A quick sanitation, a temperature check, and we sat down at our tables to be immediately greeted by our waiter. We're just sitting down and they already brought the appetizer. Got the QR code menu here. Carne and su jugo. Oh, meat in the juice. Ask him, what's the average time that they serve the customers?
Promedio unos 20, 15 cuando ya todo está. Sí, rapidísimo.
What did he say? Oh God. Gracias. Oh, you just ordered it? But how did he even put the... I'm so confused. That was like 10 segundos. Oh my God, literally it's here. I'm shocked. Yeah, go ahead. Gracias. Dude. Literally, I thought he was still taking our order and the food just came. Gracias. The reason why they're able to serve food so fast is because they only have one main dish called carne en su jugo, a regional specialty translating to meat in its juice. Can you explain what is this dish?
Bueno, la carne su jugo viene siendo...
Essentially, it's a brothy beef dish with chunks of crispy bacon cooked in its own juices alongside chopped onion, cilantro, lemon, and beans. All mixed together in one bowl. Never had anything like it before, and it's really freaking delicious. The meal tastes best when it's washed down with a mug of horchata, a delicious rice-based drink. It's literally like the best kind of candy you can imagine in a liquid form. And everything is served in rustic clay plates made by local artisans. Good? I am extremely impressed with these waiters who are somehow able to stack up to 10 plates on their forearm at once. Alright, that meal was amazing. It far blew away my expectations. But now it's time for dessert. So what are we gonna get for dessert?
Jericaya.
What is that, leche flan?
That's like Mexican creme brulee.
Mexican creme brulee. So let's order it. Let's go back. It's gonna take 5 seconds. So we just ordered it now and we'll see how many seconds it's gonna take. Oh, it's already here. Gracias. Gracias. Oh yeah. It's like leche flan. In the Philippines they call this leche flan. It's almost the exact same thing. Yeah, it's really good.
Even though the service at Carne Garibaldi is insanely fast, I wouldn't consider it as fast food. The quality is there, and for $5 a head, I'm not sure that an eating experience can get any better than this.
We were literally in and out of that restaurant in 10 minutes. And truly, it is the fastest service I've ever seen, and the food was really good.
So what exactly is the city of Guadalajara like, outside of just eating? It's time to hit the streets and find out. Despite being the second largest city in Mexico, Guadalajara gets far few visitors in places like Cancun, Acapulco, and Mexico City, and I'm not really sure why. Guadalajara is the capital of the state of Jalisco, which is the origin of Mexico's greatest traditions and products such as tequila, cowboys, Cholula sauce, Santana, and of course, mariachis. Sitting at 5,000 feet above sea level, this sprawling city of 4 million residents is completely surrounded by green mountains and the largest body of water in Mexico.
We are in Lake Chapala.
Lake Chapala, so it's this beautiful lake with all these local people around here swimming in the lake, having mariachis, some nice restaurants.
Lake Chapala measures 80 kilometers east to west, 13 kilometers north to south, and covers an area of over 1,100 square kilometers.
So we just hired a mariachi group here. Hola! And they're gonna play for us right with the beautiful lake behind them.
Ay, qué bonito es Jalisco. Ay, ay.
As we head back to the main part of the city, I have one thing on my mind: food. You probably already know that Mexico has one of the most diverse and delicious cuisines in the world, each state having their own specialty dishes. That's exactly the case here in Jalisco, and I'm so excited to give it a try.
What are we gonna eat today? So we're gonna grab tortas ahogadas for breakfast. That's one of the main typical dishes from Guadalajara.
Awesome, I'm hungry, let's do it. So, tongue, pork, chicken. ¿Qué es tu favorito? That looks incredible, dude. Just make it swimming in that sauce.
Yes, that's what it's called ahogada.
Now this looks pretty good. All it is a sub with meat inside, but it's all about the sauce. That's the thing. You douse it in the sauce, and the bread is so strong that it can stand a lot of sauce. And it's good.
Stomachs full, we headed into the historical center of Guadalajara, and I was seriously blown away by what I saw.
We're now in Plaza Liberación. That is one of the main plazas in Guadalajara, and it's between La Catedral de Guadalajara and the Teatro de Gollado.
And it's actually a lot more beautiful than I was expecting. I mean, there's literally no tourists around here, and my favorite building is that church with the yellow tops. It's absolutely stunning.
Guadalajara is a city not to be overlooked in Mexico, and I haven't even mentioned the fact that the region is totally surrounded by blue agave plants. If you don't know what these are famous for, you're about to know now.
Almost everyone in the world has heard about tequila, but not many people have heard about mezcal, which in my opinion is actually better. So I am here in the agave fields in Oaxaca, in the southern state of Mexico, and I'm gonna tell you guys all about this drink called mezcal.
Para todo mal, mezcal, y para todo bien, también. Salud.
The main production of mezcal takes place in the beautiful state of Oaxaca, my favorite place in Mexico so far. I met up with some expat friends here, and they took me to the countryside to meet with a mezcal farmer and learn what the drink is all about. To somebody who has no idea what mezcal is, how can you explain it to them?
Mezcal es un producto orgánico.
So he's saying that mezcal is an organic product that is made from maguey.
Tequila is also made from agave plants, but it can only be made from the blue agave plant. For mezcal, you have plenty more options.
Sí, nosotros en Oaxaca tenemos más de 50 especies de maguey.
More than 50 different varieties of agave are used in mezcal.
This plant is like insanely sharp. Like, you can barely touch it. How important is mezcal to the community in this region?
Cuando hablamos de Oaxaca, de Santiago Matatlán, es hablar mezcal.
When you think about mezcal, or actually Mazatlan, which is the name of this town, it is just mezcal. Like the business is mezcal, the life is mezcal, the people are mezcal. That is the bottom line here.
No money.
Yeah, money is after mezcal.
What I love so much about mezcal compared to tequila is the rustic experience. There are absolutely no tourists here, and there isn't even infrastructure built for tourism. That's right, no massive corporations or production warehouses, but mezcal is a very enjoyable drink that is about to explode in popularity worldwide. How much mezcal can you drink?
Una botella y media.
He can drink about 1.25 liters before he starts to feel like he's too drunk. And he drinks every day.
So Israel, the mezcal farmer, just poured us some of his mezcal. Salud, guys. Cheers. Salud. Salud. Very sweet. Personally, what do you love so much? Is it the taste? Is it the feeling? Is it the lifestyle?
For him, the thing that he enjoys most about his working day is working with his horse, because you can work with people and sure you get things done quicker, but for his horse he feels he has like a real synthesis with this animal, and like just working 4 hours a day is like a calm and peaceful place for him.
So I just bought a bottle from Israel to show my appreciation, and he just keeps feeding us shots, so I'm getting a little bit loopy, so I'm gonna have to end this video, but I hope you've enjoyed it. It's such a rustic experience to be out here just in the middle of the agave fields. Mark my words that this alcohol is about to take the world by storm. So we actually need to get back to Oaxaca City, and Israel jumped on his horse and went to go find us a taxi, and here we go. Muchas gracias por su ayuda.
Taxi con caballo.
Taxi con caballo. Hola, señor.
Ahora resulta que el caballo va a traer al taxi.
Nos vamos a Oaxaca, ciudad. ¿Cuánto cuesta?
¿Especial o normal? ¿A dónde vas? ¿A dónde vas?
Where are we going in Oaxaca?
Vamos a centro en Oaxaca.
Pues sí, una especial como...
Okay,
¿Está bien?
perfecto.
Muchas gracias. All right, man.
Chido. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias por todo.
Nos vemos, ya.
Cuídense mucho. Sí, yo he hecho muchos videos para mucha gente.
Ah, sí, mucha gente.
Por ejemplo, hice videos para George Clooney, Mezcal
¿Sí?
Casa Amigos.
¿George Clooney?
Sí, yo lo hice.
¿Conoce George Clooney?
Sí.
¿Cuándo?
Aquí vino hace 2 años.
¿12 años pasado?
Sí.
George Clooney.
Sí, entonces hicimos un video de la elaboración del mezcal.
Wow.
También vino una serie que se llama El Señor de los Cielos.
Amazing. So he's telling me that George Clooney was here and he gave him a tour of the whole mezcal farm right here where we're walking 2 years ago.
Mezcal Casa Amigos.
To wrap up this incredible 2-week trip in Mexico, we made our way to the famous small town called Tasco. If this place isn't stunning, then I don't know what is. So I just arrived in this beautiful mountainous city called Tasco in Mexico. I am so shocked and surprised by what I'm seeing. It's the most beautiful little town, full of life and character, with beautiful churches and an old town. And I am just so excited to explore this city and tell you guys all about it. Set high in the mountains about 3 hours southwest of Mexico City, Tasco is just about as picturesque as a place can get, and I mean it. This entire town is just magical. The town is built vertically on the side of a steep mountain. Every single building, whether it's a hotel, apartment complex, or supermarket, is colored white with orange tiled rooftops. Even the taxis in the street are white slug bugs. We're now going to take a ride in the infamous white slug bugs. The main square has a giant Roman Catholic church that was built 18 years before the United States became independent, but there's a lot more than just cool buildings in this fairy tale town. Street vendors will sell you traditional souvenirs. Rooftop terraces offer you delicious coffee and Mexican food.
This looks so good.
And pretty much everyone on the streets will look at you with a giant smile. But that all being said, the most unique thing about Tasco and the reason why so many people come here is for their precious silver.
Pure silver.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is this town known as a silver town?
La plata se inició por causa de los españoles.
He said that it all began with the Spanish conquerors, and they found the silver here and they started trading things for it. So it was like their money back in the day.
Nowadays, the mining has stopped, but the city has carried on its beautiful silver tradition.
These are all silver stores, every single one of them.
The town is filled with hundreds of shops, markets, and open-air venues selling all kinds of fine silver jewelry, and they still make every single piece by hand.
So we are now inside the back little office where this guy is making the silver with his bare hands. So cool, look at this. How many years has he been working in the silver business?
Yo tengo aproximadamente 35 años.
35 years. He feels very proud when he sees his pieces finished. He loves the results.
I love it. That's where the passion comes from.
Yeah.
Today was such an incredible day in Tasco, Mexico. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a little more off the beaten path and kind of like a more real Mexico than some of those coastal touristy places, which honestly, this makes it so much better and so much more enjoyable. So if you guys ever come to Mexico City, you have to take the day trip here. You will not regret it. And that's it. I'm just so happy right now that I came here.
Guys, I just want to tell you that this trip to Mexico was very special. And if you're still watching this video after an hour and a half, then you are special to me. It's been an absolute pleasure to be able to tell these stories. And if anything is clear, I want you to know that Mexico is safe and wonderful, and you should visit as soon as you can. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for watching this video. Please comment below if you have any questions about Mexico, and I'll be happy to answer them. And I will see you in the next video.
Estar contigo siempre, Señor, ven por